carbon footprint? I mean, what would you say is the difference?
I mean, some of the things is like, it's the terminology. Like you started off, for a world, it was like, a lot of times when people say carbon footprint, what's my carbon footprint? In other words, what are we leaving behind? What are we unnecessarily disposing of? What are we improperly disposing of that could be made into something else?
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's like, when we emitting things that we shouldn't have to do. For example, when Taj described, planet restoration. I mean, it's real. In other words, when we dig for petroleum oil, we're basically digging into the bowels of the earth. We're digging into the liver, of the earth to pull out the bile to power something that doesn't even need to be powered, that particular way. You can take plant resources, you can take, an inedible plant resource. Let me say that off the rip.
Right.
Is that we can take things that people do not eat and make fuel out of. It can be ethanol, it can be methanol, it can be biodiesel, it can be butanol, it can be all different types of fuels, no question. And this ain't future science, this has been the way it is. The diesel engine was designed by Rudolph Diesel in 1893 to run off of peanut oil.
Yeah, to do just that. Interesting indeed. Well, of course, once again, you have in the background, in the entertainment industry as well as you, Taj, it would only be right for us to really get into some of the campaigns that are being utilized now, to make sure that we get this message across, not only to just everybody, but even more, especially those that can kind of learn some new tricks, we'll say, because sometimes it's hard to teach old dogs new tricks,
right.
That's the cliche. But, the whole idea of education through entertainment, let's get into that and really talk about how comprehensive that really is, and what that's allowing this kind of movement to do. How far is it reaching, and who all is grasping onto these concepts via education through entertainment?
Well, I mean, I'll let Taj illuminate too on this. That, there's so many people. This is a global movement, and the power of music, is just like you said, it's unmatched. We got into the motorsports business because, of course, when you got a bunch of race cars, that makes a whole lot of noise. You get everybody's attention. Once you get everybody's attention, then guess what, man? You bring them to the music and let the music provide the message. Brother Taj.
Talk about that, Taj.
Absolutely. I feel like, personally, I've witnessed the evolution of music within my lifetime. When we were doing music back in the late 80s, early 90s, during those times, music was totally different at that time. The message was different, the sound was different, the way we dressed was different. A lot of people, when we were performing, we were wearing suits and stuff,
right.
performing.
That's right.
Then things started to change. It started to get, a little more gangster. We started going into that phase. So up until now, we've done that. We've done the materialism. We've done the bling bling. We've gotten jiggy. We've been gangsters. We've been thugs. We did the pimps.
Yeah.
We did the crime. We did the all the substances and everything.
Right.
And now it's culminated in what we are seeing now, which is the global recession. You know what I'm saying? Showing us that those things those ideas are all bankrupt.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And coming to a head.
Yeah.
And so now we need to come back home, come back to our core values and to the simple things, the core common sense values that we were raised with, that really enhance us, and are not corrosive to our nature and to our being. And so this is what we are, committed to encoding into our music, which we call high resonance music, because right now it's all about, becoming smarter, becoming wiser, becoming more empowered through knowledge. It's not cool to be dumb anymore. It's not cool to be, just, disempowered. At this time that we're living in, we have to be empowered.
Yeah.
We have to be living in our higher selves. We have to show up illumined. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what's cool. That's what's in. That is what, what time it is. It's really empowering ourselves through culture, through music, through arts, and sciences. And this is the message that we have for the youth and for everyone out there. No matter all people. All of humanity. Really, because it's going to take everyone, a collaborative effort, to really bring the transformation that we need, on this planet, for the restoration of this planet. And
it almost seems like it's like a famine that's going around in a sense, just culturally. And here it is on a metaphysical level. It's all being resupplemented again, whether it be through the music, through any activities that you're involved in. you got to be able to decide on if you're going to be on the sustainability side of it or the destruction side.
Right.
You
Couldn't
know?
say it any better.
And that's what we say, you know what I'm saying? Basically, with the music, we're using the universal languages, with this mathematics,
Yes.
which is music,
Mm-hmm.
and love.
Right.
You know? And that's what we utilize to really get the message across to the people, to the youth, and to all people, you know, to the whole world.
Mhm.
And, you know, we say that, you know, justice and equality equals sustainability.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we know that when things are out of balance, that it automatically evokes the principle of revolution.
Yes.
You know, whether it's in, you know, the social order, or whether it's nature that's going to rebel against whatever is out of balance in order to, you know, put things back into balance, restore the balance of the planet. And so justice and equality, equity, are the keys to sustainability. We always hear these words, sustainability, going green. What does going green mean?
For real.
It's doing things that are earth friendly, that are in harmony and in tune with the planet. You know, so when we talk about renewable energy, when we talk about you know, recycling, when we talk about all of these things, you know, that's what we're talking about. Being earth friendly. And we've evolved to a point, I believe, you know, to where we're smart enough and wise enough as a humanity to really design a culture, a way of life and living that is, you know, in harmony and in balance with the planet and not harmful to the planet. And there's no reason why we should be, you know what I'm saying, poisoning ourselves.
Because I think what's happening now is it's really creating like a default, you know, level of accountability.
Right.
You know, it's like, okay, if you choose not to go that route, you know, we talked about this on last week's show as well, John, and you know, you were listening in saying that it's like that's that resonating sound right now. Like, what is your choice?
Right.
You know, because you're going to be accountable for whichever choice that you have. And I think people have gotten to a point now where they're actually starting to recognize, you know, the consequences of the decisions that they're making. So, you know, looking at how, you know, and you've been doing this for a while, Taj. I mean, sons have just been known for staying on that pathway. It's not as if it was like a hard choice for you guys. But